Hey guys, this is Vignesh from FoneArena, and Motorola has launched its Moto X4 smartphone yet again in another variant which has 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of onboard storage in sterling blue color. So previously the same company has launched the Moto X4 smartphone in two variants, which is 3 gigs of RAM and a 32 gigs of onboard storage and a 4 gigs of RAM with 64 gigs of onboard storage. Now as you can see, we have the Moto X4 with 6 gigs of RAM and a 64 gigs of onboard storage in our studio prepped up for unboxing. So as you can see, here is the box, and the package is similar to that of the previous Moto X4 smartphones. On the top we have the branding and name of the model etched in silver color, and on the sides as well we have the Moto X4 etched in silver color. So apart from that we don't have anything, and at the bottom we have the storage of the smartphone with the color of the smartphone, which is sterling blue. So removing the top lid, we have the smartphone itself comfortably sitting on the top, and the display of the smartphone is covered by a protective sheet which mentions the special features of the smartphone, including a dual camera setup, 16 megapixel selfie camera, and IP68 water resistant, and it is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon processor itself. So keeping it aside, we have another box inside it which has a paper documents and the SIM ejector, as you can see. And keeping this aside, we have the wall adapter over here beneath the box, and we have USB Type-C cable and earphones. So here's the smartphone, as you can see, and it's not booted yet. I have removed the screen protector on the top. Let's boot it up, and meanwhile let's talk about the build quality of this smartphone. Undoubtedly the Moto X4 looks gorgeous and looks premium as well. It feels solid and compact in my hand. So before using this smartphone, you have to be super careful and you have to use the case, because a small drop might lead to a crack on the back. And as you can see, the back of the smartphone attracts fingerprint and it's prone to scratches as well. So using a case is recommendable. So talking about the button placements, we have the volume rocker button on the right side with the power button beneath it. The bottom side where it gets busy with antenna bands on either side, USB Type-C port and the 3.5mm audio jack. And on the top we have the secondary microphone and a hybrid dual SIM slot which can accompany 2 nano SIMs or a nano SIM and a micro SD card slot. Let me take it out for you. So this is the hybrid SIM slot on the Moto X4 smartphone. And on top of the display we have the flash and the 16 megapixel front-facing camera with f2.0 aperture, and bottom of the screen we have the fingerprint scanner and a primary microphone as well. Turning it back, we have the dual camera setup with the 12 megapixel primary camera with dual autofocus pixel and the 8 megapixel ultra wide angle secondary camera with 120-degree field of view and f2.2 aperture as well. And on top we have the dual LED flash too. Beneath the camera module, as you can see, we have the Motorola logo. So this is for the placement. So the smartphone is all set for a little quick tour, and before that the Moto X4 sports a 5.2-inch Full HD LTPS IPS display, and it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass as well. And this smartphone is powered by octa-core Snapdragon 630 chipset with Adreno 508 GPU. The Moto X4 runs on the latest Android 8.2 Oreo with the security patch level from December 1, 2017. And talking about the storage, this particular variant has 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of onboard storage. Out of 6 gigs of RAM, you will get around 4 GB free on first boot, and you will have around 3.5 GB generally during your usage. And out of 64 GB, we got around 50.77 GB free, where the 13 GB is taken up by the software. And moving on to the battery, this smartphone is powered by 3000 mAh battery, and you can charge it quickly with the help of a turbocharging adapter as well. Everything is kept pretty much close to the stock Android here, save for the custom icon set, a suite for Moto apps and gesture. There is also a bunch of pre-installed apps including LinkedIn, Outlook, and which strangely cannot be uninstalled. Just like other Motorola smartphones, the X4 also has a Moto app that offers similar features to what we have seen on the current Motorola smartphones, such as gesture to activate the flashlight, camera, and as well as Moto display for peeking at your notifications. Lenovo has added a night display feature, which is a blue light filter. You can also schedule this to kick in for a particular time period, but there is no way to adjust the intensity as well. The Motorola Voice, on the other hand, lets you to launch app and check your calendar appointments by using the phrase "show me." So this is it guys for the unboxing. Do hit the like button, share and subscribe.